Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Antonia. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I have another what I eat in a day video for you guys, and this one specifically is for those of you who are too busy. If you're brand new to my channel, hello, my name's Antonia. I do a lot of fashion content, but recently I've been sharing with you guys my fitness journey, and a lot of you guys have been interested in it. I have a whole video on how I lost weight, why I lost weight, having a macronutritional coach. And with that being said, a lot of you guys have mentioned that you want to join Megan's program. If you don't know who Megan is my macronutritional coach. I've had her as a macronutritional coach for over a year now. I use her still on the daily to this day. So a lot of you guys mentioned, I want to use Megan or I want to join Megan's macronutritional program, but I'm too scared to do it because I just do not have the time to cook. Well, guess what? Today, I'm going to go through a very simple what I eat in a day with you guys because I did zero cooking. The most I did was reheat something, or toast something. So with that being said, if you are looking to do a macronutritional program, if you want to level up your health journey, if you are at a plateau, wherever you are in your health journey, it doesn't matter where. If you just need that extra boost and you're just scared to join a program or scared to start counting your macros and stuff like that, I really do highly suggest it because, as you guys know, prior to my weight loss, I was a very active person already. And even when I did have Harley, he was my priority. I did not work out as intensely and as often as I did when I had Harley because majority of my time was like shifted to caregiving for my dog, and he was senior. Of course, he had a lot of special needs. I went to the vet like twice a week sometimes on a daily basis. So it was a lot of energy put into taking care of Harley, but because, of course, you guys know he passed away. So now I've shifted a lot of my energy into taking care of myself. So it's been a long time coming. You guys are always wondering what I'm eating. At this moment in time, I am still at a deficit. You would have seen my previous video. I think I just posted one maybe a couple of weeks ago. But that was filmed a month ago, that I was in a deficit. I'm still in that deficit because I am still trying to get to a certain goal. Of course, if my video on why I was in a deficit is up yet, I will link it here. If not, look out for that video. Make sure to subscribe to me here on Hello Harley. Make sure to follow me on Instagram _Hello Harley because I do a lot of like stories and stuff like that there as well. I do a lot of food content there. Also, I'm going to post a recipe that you will see me making in this video over there. Also posting on TikTok at Hello Harley. So make sure to follow me on all those good platforms. But before we begin, of course, you guys should know what my macros are at the moment. My macros are 1,800 calories, 135 grams of protein, 180 grams of carb, and 60 grams of fat. So my goal is to stay within those parameters. If I do go over or stay under, it's not a big deal, but the only thing I don't want to do is go over in my calories. I want to stay within those calories. I always want to hit my protein goal. That's my number one priority. And then sometimes with fat and carb, one will be higher than the other. It's not always ideal to interchange them. So say I am over by 7 in fat, I will usually be under in carb like by 10 or by 15. It really varies on depending on what I eat in that day. But if you are a busy person and you're kind of worried about counting your macros, then number one thing I would suggest is stay within the parameters of your calories at least. So if my cap is at 1,800, I'm going to stay at 1,800. And then second is I would definitely try to maintain that protein at 135 grams. Because the equation, you're capped at 1,800, yes, you can go over with carb or fat, but you won't be too over in either or those categories, but definitely try to focus on hitting your protein and staying within your calories. That way you're not going to be like goal of 180 carb, and then you're at like 230 carb instead, and then like 60 fat for me, and then you're at like 100 fat, you know, because the calorie allotment, it will not allow for you to go that high unless you're not hitting your protein. And that's why I say focus on the protein and the calories if you're a busy person and you just do not have the time for it. That way, you know. Also, another tip if you're a busy person is to try to repeat meals. I know it kind of gets boring over and over again eating the same thing. And I think it only is boring like that if you're eating things that you meal prep. So for me, I do a few meal prep things. And I'm going to show you guys, I make my little turkey deli meat, and I don't like buying deli meat at the store because there's a lot of like preservatives and salt content in there, but I'm going to show you guys, I do make it. I'm not going to show you the video on how to make it in this video, but I will show you a little sneak peek of it, and then you'll have to follow me on my other platforms to get that recipe. But you can make that, and those things are a lot more versatile because then at least you have a prepped protein and you can combine that. So you want to eat that turkey hot, you can pair it with edamame, a baked potato, mashed potatoes. If you want to eat it in a sandwich, throw it over sourdough, some lettuce, Dijon mustard. If you want to eat it in a salad, throw it over lettuce, some microgreens, cucumber, tomato, corn, whatever you want. It is very simple and a lot easier if you meal prep a protein that way. But for me, I do a lot of the repeat like breakfast and lunch things. One, I really enjoy the breakfast and lunch that I have. And two, they are simple, easy, and extremely satisfying to consume. So without further ado, let's get into what I ate for breakfast. So it's breakfast time, and you guys know that I typically eat the same thing over and over again. I get fixated on stuff, and right now you would notice because I think this is the third time I'm posting about my avocado toast. I'm eating avocado toast again. I prefer sourdough bread just because it is good for your gut health. My sourdough bread is actually homemade by my friend, so I don't get it at the store, but if you can't get it homemade by a friend or a family member, you can go to the store and get yourself a sourdough. It is way better for you with your gut health. I do eat carbonate bread if I cannot get a hold of a sourdough loaf. I have carbonate bread in my freezer on the go ready in case I do need it, but at the moment, I do have a sourdough. So I had a Fairlife matcha latte that is 150 calories, 4 grams of carb, 2.5 grams of fat, and 30 grams of protein. I used 30 grams of Saputo pizza mozzarella. I don't typically use this one, like it's not my favorite, but I will use it because I have it. So it was 90 calories, 0 carb, 7 fat, 7 protein. I had 60 grams of a sourdough, 145 calories, 30.4 grams of carb, 0.7 grams of fat, 5.3 grams of protein. I had 90 grams of avocado, 144 calories, 7.7 grams of carb, 13.2 grams of fat, and 1.8 grams of protein. Now, avocado, I eat a whole one because yes, it is high in fats, as you can see, 13.2 grams, but it is healthy fats. And also another thing is avocado is weirdly enough high in fiber. I try to incorporate 1 avocado a day, and I just buy 1 bag at the beginning of the week, and then hopefully it like ties me over in the week. Sometimes I won't have it, but that's usually like 1 or 2 days of the week that I won't have it. But typically this is my breakfast. It is my preferred breakfast. And the total amount of the Fairlife matcha protein latte plus my avocado open face sandwich is 529 calories, 42.1 grams of carb, 23.4 grams of fat, and 44.1 grams of protein. Now, moving on to lunch. I love having a yogurt bowl for lunch. Hello everyone, it is now lunchtime. I'm actually filming a TikTok or Instagram reel on how to make this oven roasted turkey. It's a deli style turkey. The recipe actually comes from Chef John from foodwishes.com. I copy his recipe. It comes out delicious every time. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me there, _Hello Harley, and also follow me on TikTok at Hello Harley. I'm a lazy girl, okay? I don't want to cook. As you saw, my breakfast was very low maintenance. Like I did not really cook. I just heated up some food For lunch, I have this type of lunch every single day. It is one of my favorites. I'm going to just make my variation of a yogurt bowl, and I'm going to share with you guys how I do it, because I did post on Instagram how I make my protein yogurt bowl that I used to eat a lot. Today, I'm gonna make a different one because I'm just obsessed with my homemade granola that I have been making recently. And if you don't follow me again on Instagram and on TikTok, _ Hello Harley Instagram, @ Hello Harley on TikTok, I post my recipe for my granola there. So you definitely need to follow me there, definitely need to check it out. But today I'm gonna share with you guys how I make my protein yogurt bowl. I'm gonna use a scale. I'm going to first use this Greek yogurt. It is from Kirkland. I buy this on the daily. So we're gonna do 175 grams of this. That's about 175 grams. Then I'm going to add in this Iogo yogurt cup. I used to add in sugar-free pudding mix to flavor the yogurt. Now I started adding in one of these flavored cups. These flavored cups have really decent macros. Like, they're not great, but they are pretty good. And I get added in protein. So that's why I started doing this as well, just because that way I can avoid as much sugar alcohols as possible, because I do consume a lot of sugar alcohol. So we're just gonna give that a nice little mix. In peaches, I'm gonna zero out my scale, and then I'm just gonna weigh the peach, because every time I get a peach, it's a different weight. Today it's 163 grams. So I'm gonna go into MyFitnessPal for today. And yesterday my peach was 128 grams. Today it is 163. So I'm going to adjust that, cut the peach up, and then place it into my bowl. Why is it not cutting? So now that I know the weight, I'm just gonna cut the peach up so it's nice bite-sized pieces. And you're gonna place it back on the scale, everything in, zero it out again, because now we're gonna add in 28 grams of granola. I measured out my granola. Oh my God, I keep getting that into things. I measured out the macros for my granola in the servings, so I know how much everything is macro-wise. So 28 grams gives me 140 something calories. This was just 20 grams. That was my older granola. And this is my new stock. Today's lunch is a peach granola yogurt parfait. Let's go through the macros for my lunch. I used 175 grams of Kirkland Greek yogurt, fat-free, 100 calories, 8 grams of carb, 0 fat, and 17 grams of protein. And 100 grams of a peach Iogo yogurt cup. This one is not Greek. It's 60 calories, 11 grams of carb, 0 fat, and 4 protein. 28 grams of my homemade granola, 147 calories, 19 grams of carb, 7.3 grams of fat, and 3.2 grams of protein. And then I did 128 grams of a peach, 59 calories, 12.9 grams of carb, 0.3 grams of fat, and 1.2 grams of protein, giving me a total of 366 calories, 50.9 grams of carb, 7.6 grams of fat, and 25.4 grams of protein. Because my lunch was not very high in protein, it's okay in protein, but it wasn't very high in protein. You could add protein powder to it, but I omitted that. Lately, I just have not been feeling the protein powder, and I prefer to just supplement with a Fairlife nutrition shake, which brings me to my snack. My snack I had around 3 p.m. I had another chocolate Fairlife, 150 calories, 4 grams of carb, 2.5 grams of fat, and 30 grams of protein. And then I have a Rice Krispie addiction at the moment. So I had 1 Rice Krispie square, 90 calories, 17 grams of carb, 2 grams of fat, 1 gram of protein, giving me a total of 240 calories, 21 grams of carb, 4.5 grams of fat, 31 grams of protein. Now, if you don't like eating or drinking Fairlife, which I don't know why you wouldn't, Fairlife is probably and arguably the best protein shake, specifically the Fairlife nutrition one. I think Core Power, the macros are not as good. The nutrition one has excellent macros. But if you don't want to do that, you can always, again, in the yogurt bowl or something like that, supplement With a protein powder, I like to use Isoflex. And if you don't want to do that and you want to eat something, then you can always do a protein bar as well. But again, I don't like protein bars very much. I find that they taste not the best. The macros are also not the best. They're usually like 200 plus calories and you only get like 20-ish grams of protein. Also, they make me very gassy and bloated. So I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel good. I find that, yes, Fairlife Nutrition obviously has sugar alcohols. It is a sweet, like it's a flavored protein shake. However, it doesn't have that weird sugar alcohol taste. I definitely prefer it. And then you might also say, Antonia, those protein shakes are so expensive. Well, if you think about it, I do not go out for coffee, and maybe this will change your mind as well. It's about $40 for a case of Fairlife, or $43 for a case of Fairlife. It comes with 18. So it comes out to be $2.60-ish per Fairlife. I make my own matcha, which means I'm paying under $5 for my coffee for sure, or my caffeinated beverage. And if I want an espresso-based beverage, again, my shot of espresso over my Fairlife is still going to make it under $5 when I calculate everything. So keep that in mind. It will take you a lot further, and you can make it at home, and then you can take it on the go. That's something just to keep in mind. Lastly, we're going to talk about dinner. And for dinner, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm going to share some, lazy girl or busy girl. Let's say busy girl, because we're not lazy. We're just being busy, I'm going to share some busy girl protein ideas for you guys. However, as a quick fire through, I would say prep some sort of protein at the beginning of the week and then cut up some veggies that you enjoy eating. And that way you are able to just either make some sort of Lunchable, or you can throw it into a salad or something like that. If you're so busy that you do not have even time to prep protein, then I suggest going to Costco, because a lot of times they sell things like tuna fillets, already prepped, tuna marinated, sashimi, like poke bowl style things. I showed that in a Costco video recently. Or they also have like packs of chicken breasts that are cubed up that are ready to go. And if you have those things, you can just grab them, heat them up really quickly, or, defrost them throughout the day, and then throw them on top of rice or some sort of bowl or salad or something like that. Of course, with that being said, you'd have to prep your salad ingredients, and that also is a little bit of a cumbersome task. However, you can also go to the grocery store and buy those pre-made salad meal kits. A lot of times though, I do find salads can go bad really quickly, especially when you buy those boxes of organic, spring mix. They go by really quickly. At the end of the week, I already noticed that a lot of my spring mix has gone a little rotten. If you're someone that is like me and likes variety, then I definitely recommend trying to incorporate some sort of meal service into your routine if it's feasible. If it's not, obviously, you're going to go to the grocery store, prep everything. The downfall of that is you need to take time out of your day to prep it. And sometimes you just want to enjoy your weekends, especially during the summertime. I know I was enjoying my weekends, which is why enters a meal prep service. I know a lot of people use things like Factor. I personally have never used Factor. Recently, I was introduced to a brand called Inspired Go. Inspired Go does fresh salads, and they deliver all throughout Canada. Their website's really great. This video is not sponsored by Inspired Go. However, I did work on a campaign with Inspired Go a little while back for their page, not even my page. Introduced to Inspired Go, and then I now am so hooked on it that I am happy to use my own coin on their brand, because What I like about them, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of what they do. And I do have an affiliate with them, just so you guys know. So we are very transparent. However, you don't need to use my affiliate, but you can go check out their website. Basically, you go on their website, click on whatever province you're part of, and then it'll show you all the salads that are available for the week. You can pick and choose however many you like. I think you get free shipping with a minimum order of $40. Each salad costs about $12. It's like around 11, 12, 12.50, something like that. They do not come with a specific protein. So it's not like you can add chicken or salmon to it, but they do sell individual packs of either tofu or a sous vide chicken breast that you can add on. I think the sous vide chicken breast is like $4.50 per serving, but the salads are amazing because I've been buying about 5 salads a week recently, especially because I am on this cut. What I like is, one, I didn't need to create an account with their service. 2, it's not a subscription, although you can subscribe, I think, and it saves you 5%. And then 3, I can pick whatever I want. It's not like it generates the meals for me and then I have to go in and skip the week if I don't like the meals, or I have to be part of a subscription service. I literally go in, I'm like, okay, I want my salads. I think in Ontario it delivers on either Sunday or Monday. So you go in, you order them for the week, it will deliver the following Sunday or Monday that you ordered it, and then you have everything and it comes really nice and efficiently. It comes in a cooler bag, and then it also comes with ice packs that you can reuse, which I like that. Another thing that I love about them is that they have the macronutritional laid out for you. I hate when I go to say Impact Kitchen and there's no macronutritional information. What is in your protein brownie? What is in your protein cookie? I want to know, why is it a protein cookie? What is the macros for it? And it drives me insane when places like that just do not have macronutritional information, because are you not supposed to be a healthy, health conscious establishment? Why is there no macronutritional information? So with that being said, this brand has all the macronutritional laid out. I go into MyFitnessPal, I create a food, and then I just plug in everything that it asks me, and everything that it asks me is already laid out on the macronutritional information of that specific item. The dressing is always included in the salad. The toppings are included in the salad. And when you think about how much random things you need to buy at the grocery store just to create that variety so you don't get bored of the same old salad, at least if you bought 3 or 4 salads, say you bought 3 or 4 salads for the week, you have 7 days, at least you'll be eating a different salad every other day. If you're going to do a meal prep, say you do a meal prep turkey chili, then you can eat a turkey chili, then the next day do a salad, turkey chili, next day do a salad, turkey chili, and alternate so your mouth doesn't get bored of the same old food. And I know I kept saying oh, we should repeat meals if that's what you need. I'm not going to repeat these meals for the rest of my life, obviously, but for the season that I'm in, I really enjoy eating my toast. I really enjoy eating my yogurt bowl. And I find ways that I can create them so they're new, that I can still enjoy them, and I'm not sick of them. You know what I mean? So we have to kind of get creative in that aspect. I'm not trying to push you guys onto Inspired Go specifically, but if you don't want to put the effort into creating your own salad kits or prepping your meals in the beginning of the week, then Inspired Go really is a great option, especially because it's not a subscription service. And if you do use my link, which I will link down below, I really highly appreciate it. I thank you guys so much for all the support that you give me. It's dinner time and I'm having this. It's really simple. I get this meal from Inspired Go. It is a salad service that is within Canada. I'm buying these myself because I like them and it's very simple and I don't have to think about it. And this is what is easier. It's also high volume because you're eating all this greens, high fiber, and really delicious. So I'm going to enjoy this now. I forgot to mention, okay, so the salad, it came with pita chips, feta, chickpeas, red onion, which is in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. And then I added the sous vide chicken on top. The sous vide chicken, again, you can purchase it there as well. But look how fresh it is. And then obviously it came with the dressing. The dressing, all the macros is included in the macronutritional information. And I think the whole salad itself, not including the chicken breast, was 340 calories. But of course, I'm going to go over the macros in a minute with you guys. My dinner for today was the salad. I picked a sous vide chicken to go with it, and I love that there is already grammage in it. So the sous vide chicken is 85 grams, 130 calories, 1 gram of carb, 7 grams of fat, and 15 grams of protein. The cheeky tzatziki salad is 340 calories, 31 grams of carb, 18 grams of fat, and 16 grams of protein. I also had a Baby Bell cheese, and that's 50 calories, 0 grams of carb, 3 grams of fat, and 5 grams of protein. It is the fat-free one, by the way. It's not the red regular one. And then I had, to finish off the night, a Rice Krispie as my dessert, 90 calories, 17 grams of carb, 2 grams of fat, 1 gram of protein, and my total for the evening is 610 calories, 49 grams of carb, 30 grams of fat, and 37 grams of protein. With that being said, let's go over what my total macronutritional input was for this day. So my goal was to be at 1,800 calories. I actually ate under. I'm at 1,709. Now, some days my calories will fluctuate because my sourdough and my avocado and the peach, those things sometimes weigh a little bit differently. Today, I guess it was just on the lower end. So now I am about 91 calories under, which is fine because some days I go over by 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 grams. And it kind of just evens out throughout the week. As long as I am trying to hit that 1,800 mark, it should be fine. My protein goal was 135 grams. I actually went over. I was at 139 grams. I try to stay over if I can because sometimes the equations with the food that you eat, it just doesn't compute. You know what I mean? So if I'm over by 4 grams, it's not a big deal. Even if I'm over by like 10 or 15 grams, it's not a big deal. That way I know that I am still going to be either under in carb or under in fat. The carb goal was 180 grams, and I was actually very under. I'm at 164 grams, but that evens out because I was actually over in my fat. I was supposed to be at 60 grams of fat. I am at 67 grams of fat, and that's probably because I kept eating Rice Krispies, to be honest. But it's okay. Sometimes you can interchange those two, fat and carbs, but as long as you're staying within the macros, like the calorie allowance and making sure you hit the protein, those things sort of kind of even out more or less. You don't want to be over by like 60 grams or like 50, like nothing too significant, but being over by 7 grams is not all that bad. We are human. We still got to enjoy foods we eat, you know? Although I have a fitness goal in mind, and you do too, which is probably why you're watching this, we need to remember we are still human. I am not doing this because I am in the field of fitness. I'm not doing this because it's my job. I'm doing this all for myself, and all these goals are for myself. And we have to keep that in mind. We have to give ourselves some grace sometimes. So although we are busy, although we might, stray from the goal sometimes, we just got to reel ourselves back in. I also want to mention Megan and I did start a channel on Instagram. We will be over on that channel. I called it Muscle Mommies. Feel free to follow us and join. Follow Megan at CoachMegan_fit. Follow me _Hello Harley. And we will be talking about struggles that we're going through because I recently did go through a struggle. And I'm going to make a separate video about that as I told you guys earlier in this video. But we're going to talk about tips and tricks. We are all just regular people trying to hit our fitness goals. So I wanted to create a really safe and comfortable community for all of us to talk in and then share some tips and tricks. And that way, on Instagram, if there's anything we want to talk about, we can talk about in that closed channel, which is really nice. So make sure to follow us on that Muscle Mommies channel. Otherwise, I'll see you guys over on Instagram _Hello Harley. See you guys over on TikTok at Hello Harley. And let me know what other videos you guys would like to see. I would love to film them for you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.